everyone, welcome to my channel. We're taking a look at what's happening for Virgo in the area of love and relationship during the month of June, and we're also taking a look at what is happening for you guys in the area of money, your relationship with money. So this is your zodiac reading for June. Anything that Spirit wants to bring through to you, what you can look forward to, what you can possibly expect during the month of June, anything that you need to be aware of, any messages, answers to some of your questions, whatever it is that Spirit wants to bring through, you know where you are at this current time. That is what I'm taking a look at. Okay. If you're new, welcome. My priestess Elif, and I'm a medium, so I channel the bulk of my message. My messages are to uplift you and not to hinder, to serve you on your journey as you move towards finding deeper levels of love in relationship with yourself, and as you find to discover who you are in your place in this world and how you can honor and enjoy this life experience in the best possible way. All of that, the pathway to everything is through you, and so my readings are to shine a light upon your journey inward. Okay? Love, our soulmate. This is the quest towards finding the true self. Love. Everything in your life experience is about love. It doesn't matter what the relationship is. Everything happening around you is a reflection of what is active within you. So all the answers lie within you, and I am simply here to shine a light and bring clarity to that pathway, whatever your next logical inspired step would be. A balance of the two, mostly what the next inspired step would be. What is it that your soul is telling you to do next, and where is it that your soul wants you to focus? Now, I always ask that you guys trust your own intuition. I am just shedding a light on the pathway and the next step. The path is already there. I'm not here to create your path, to tell you, or to create anything in your reality. You're the creator of your reality. You've already done that. You need to trust your intuition and your guidance system and become selective about what it is that you give energy to. Trust your inner voice and your guidance system. So welcome your guides and keepers. Take a few deep breaths and settle into your intuition. Ask your guides and keepers to guide you through this reading, to help you to know and to recognize which parts of the reading are for you and which is not. Not everything is meant to resonate. It is for a general collective of Virgos. But you have to rely upon your intuition to know what is for you and what is not. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if it triggers, that is where your work begins. Okay. Now you've entered a sacred space. I start all of my readings with a channel meditation in which I open up a pathway for healing in the area of love and relationship for my subscribers. You're welcome to tune into that. The archangel in the north, south, east and west have their sacred flames burning. And we give thanks to the spirits of air, earth, water and fire, helping me to channel these messages for my Virgo collective, giving thanks to your guides and keepers, and giving thanks to my guides and keepers. Okay. So, for Virgo, we're looking at a past person. For those of you interested in a past person, a current person, a current love interest. For those of you interested in someone new or someone current. And then we're also taking a look at what's happening for you in the area of money. Okay, so let's begin. So Virgo, you need to choose your duties and your responsibilities carefully. You need to pay attention to what it is that you are making a priority. Now, depending on what you know and what you've come to believe, choosing duties and responsibilities careful to mean based on your experience or based on what you've been taught. that can trigger a different energy for different people depending on your beliefs. What is it that you believe is the kind of energy you should bring towards something that really matters? So I just want to clarify that for you. When Spirit says to you that you need to choose your duties and your responsibilities carefully, that it is not, the message is not make more of an effort. Choose what you think is most important depending on what everybody else believes and what you've been taught to believe, and then just motivate yourself and force yourself to do it. That's not the kind of energy that Spirit is encouraging you to hold active. Choose your responsibilities and your duties carefully. Spirit is saying, write down what you believe you would like to give attention to, focus to, energy to. And then allow yourself to set aside time to breathe, to do a breathing exercise, to meditate, to become still with your existence. And then when you are in that space of balance and harmony and love and appreciation for who you are and the universe, in that quiet stillness, you look at your list. And as you go through your list of things, of duties or responsibilities or whatever it is that you feel that you have to do, the one that ignites a glow of excitement or love or joy or satisfaction within you, that is the one that you do next. So you go through your list and your ego might say, oh, you've got to do number 1 on your list because everybody's going to be upset if you don't do number 1 on your list. Or you have to do number 2 on your list because if you don't do number 2 on your list, then things are going to fall apart. Shit's going to hit the fan. You have to do this on the list because otherwise your life's going to fall apart. So think about the emotion and the energy that brings up for you when that is what your inner voice is telling you. That's what your ego is telling you. It might not be wrong, but you can say to yourself, yes, I need to do this today because I want to do this today, because I don't want what I believe is going to happen if I don't do this today. Right now, I'm not feeling a level of ease about doing it, so I can leave it as my next thing to do. Go with what brings you the most excitement and most joy and what seems to be the most enjoyable when you think about that being done. When you go into that energy, what will happen is you will be in an energy of a higher vibration where you are inspired to do something and to take action towards something on your list because it feels right, it feels good. And once you've done that, it clicks you into alignment. It further helps you to add momentum to that energy of satisfaction, that energy of being connected to source, of being inspired and feeling inspired to do something. And it will naturally take you into that next thing on your list. And you will feel by the time you get to that next thing on your list that initially you felt you'll need to motivate yourself, or you feel a bit of pressure to do, but you don't really feel like doing it, but you feel you should do it. By the time you finish doing that first thing that you've been drawn to and inspired to do, which feels good, you will be excited to move on to that next thing that earlier on did not feel good. That earlier on felt like an obligation and a responsibility and a pressure that you were not really in the energy for, but you felt you needed to do. Suddenly that experience of you moving with where your soul is guiding you and what you feel inspired to do, and the joy and the satisfaction in doing that will take you on to that next thing, and you will complete what it is that you want to do in your day that you feel is so important for your and your loved ones' well-being. But you would have done it with less resistance, and you would have done it with an energy vibration that is elevated, that absolutely benefits you and everyone around you so much more. And you will begin to see the effects of that energy, the energy that you put out coming back to you, because you will find that your projects and your goals and responsibilities, your duties, yield more satisfaction and more abundance, even though that is not what you were focused on. So that is what the message that Spirit is giving you, Virgo. Okay. So let's take a look at what is happening with this past person. For my Virgo interested in a past person, what is it that they need to know? What is it that they should be aware of during the month of June with regards to this past person, this past energy? Okay. So you've got communication coming in from this past person. Perhaps this person's already reached out to you, and this is why you are looking at this reading, wondering what it is that, looking for some answers or clarity regarding this past person. They are reaching out to you with passionate communication, expressing passions and feelings towards you. In the past, this person has juggled you, but there is an awareness that there is a connection, a deep connection here that exists on the soul level, that has existed long before this life experience, this lifetime. And this person is communicating, wanting to know and understand more about this connection and to honor it more, wanting to obtain stability and abundance within this connection, and through honoring and gaining wisdom and understanding about how this connection has come to serve them. So I need to just say to you, what Spirit is showing me, your person's motivation is that they feel like this connection with you is a key to who they are and to them understanding themselves. But most importantly, they feel as though them rejecting and dishonoring this connection, running away from it, has led to them not being able to connect with the abundance, the success, and the well-being that they know intuitively they've come here to connect with. So their motive is still for power and for personal gain. Now, this is not necessarily a negative thing. This person obviously has come to realize that you're a key, an important key to their satisfactory, joyful life experience here, and that them pinching themselves off from you has pinched them off from their own abundance and their own well-being. So I do see that this person's coming back around. I want you to know, because there is the question, can I trust this person? I feel like for those of you who have come here, that's the dominant question. You know that this person's energy is coming in back towards you, but you're wanting to know, can you trust this person? Are they still in their ego? Yes, they are still in their ego. This is just a step towards them embracing what they understand to be a truth in connection to you, because they do feel as though they've been blocked. Your person's desires is towards success, abundance, financial abundance, being able to achieve success where their passions and their goals are concerned. So yes, they are still, as I say, this is for personal gain. It is not completely selfless. That does not have to be a negative thing if you are fully aware of that. However, the question you need to ask yourself, if this is something that you are wanting to honor, that you are wanting to give space to, where are your priorities? Is it with this person? Is it with self? Are you priority number one? Because I feel like this is what this person is coming to teach you. And it's a challenging lesson to learn, because you have been selfless and understood being selfless and being in service of others to be goodness, to be righteous. And there is a lesson here for you, that we are not here necessarily, we're not here to serve others, we're not here to rescue others, we're not here to make other people happy, because we do not hold the key to someone else's happiness. We hold the key to our own happiness. And in us filling ourselves up in every way that we've come here to do, we begin to overflow with goodness. And what overflows affects everybody around us. Only in your own well-being are you able to shine a light on someone else's well-being. And this person is wanting to reconnect with you for their own well-being, because they understand that there is a connection. And are you at a place where you're ready to do the same, where you are wanting to do the same? Because if you do that, there is no risk, there is no loss, because you are showing up, appreciating and welcoming the goodness that flows to you, and whatever benefit and beauty you get to gain as a result. But you're not codependent, and so you're not attached to what that person does or doesn't do, or what the outcomes are, because whether they stay or whether they leave after a while, because life is full of ebb and flow. Nothing is meant to stay the same. You have still gathered all of the gifts and the beauty and the abundance that your guides have brought to you through this connection, through this person coming to find aspects of themselves in this connection, coming to learn and connect with the lessons that this connection has come to teach them. If you do the same, nobody leaves empty-handed, and nobody stays feeling smothered either way. Okay, so this is a challenging one, because it requires you mastering and understanding how this works, understanding the laws of the universe, and understanding how everything comes together. And in understanding, there is an accepting that some things will never fully be understood, because they're associated with a knowing, a deep knowing. They're associated with an energy and a connection, and we honor that, not having to spend our entire lives collecting all of the information to make that make sense, because it's never going to. This mind is not designed for that. So it's a very gentle, subtle dance between knowledge, transformation, which leads to wisdom. Knowledge and transformation. It's a dance between the two. And so that is entirely up to you. I'm not going to pull any further cards, because this is that's a neutral message that I'm getting. There is no right or wrong thing to do there. Should I give it an opportunity or not? Should I pass it? There is no right or wrong thing to do, because this is about you learning to trust in your own intuition, learning to go quiet and listen to your inner voice and move with what feels right, with what you're inspired to do, not to overthink it, and to most importantly focus on your connection to consciousness, because that's the only thing you need to trust and rely upon. Everything else around us is fickle anyway. They're just gifts, they're gifts in the form of experience. Okay, so let's move on for my Virgo, and let's see what is happening in the area of love and relationship with the current person for my Virgo collective. For my Virgos interested in a current person. Okay, thank you, Spirit. What is it that they should know? What is it that they should be aware of? Now, for some of you, it's already been shown in the past reading that your current person is a past person that is coming back around. Some of you are going to embrace that opportunity. Others are not, and that's okay. Others of you are going to open up and welcome in new energy. So let's see. Let's see what comes through for Virgo. Okay, so there is a fear of being in bondage with a connection with this, and I feel like it's a past person energy coming through, because I've got the Six of Cups here, which is a soulmate connection, and it's reconnecting, reconciliation. All right, so if you didn't read the past person reading, go back, and this resonates, go back and listen to the past person reading, because they're going together here. There is a fear that this person's codependence, toxic behavior, and possible their issues, whether that's an addiction, because for some of you that's going to show up as an addiction. For others, it's just going to be very, very rigid belief systems that don't contribute positively to the current experience or to where they are currently. Either way, there is a desire to cut out what doesn't serve, and you're not sure what that is. There's a confusion because there is a reconciliation. You are wanting to reconcile with this person that you are fully aware of is not perfect. So it means that if I'm taking you in, I'm taking you with your flaws, and do I have the capacity, honestly, is the question that you are asking yourself. There is a soulmate reunion here, an old connection coming back around. And you would like to, and in the ideal world and in fairy tales, what this means is that suddenly this person is perfect and they're exactly what we want, and they're going to jump through all the hoops that we want them to, and we're going to live happily ever after. But happily ever after, in fairy tales, you don't see the happily ever after, and so you've just assumed what happily ever after means. Happily ever after is not what we perceive it to be. It's about being in a state where you hold that part of yourself that is love so active that you don't allow conditions and external factors to dictate or determine your joy, your happiness, because that is something that is rooted within you in your connection to source, and your relationship is symbolic of that. So what I want you to know is, and this is what I said in the past reading, is that this person is not suddenly perfect. They've not suddenly just woken up and overcome all of their challenges. Those are still there. There is still emotional maturity that needs to be obtained, but this is what this person of yours wants to obtain through moving closer to you. And you can do with that and make of that information whatever it is that you want. Your beliefs and how you perceive that sort of thing is what going to determine whether or not you are going to be able to see this as a gift, a blessing, or a curse. That's entirely up to the individual. Okay. So there's been a lot of ego. There's been ego battle in the past, and we cannot reject and abandon our ego, but we can allow the part of us that is the bigger version of who we are, which is self, which is source, which is soul, to become the dominant focus and to become the part of us through which we experience life and through which we perceive reality and other people and their behavior. That means that we are not in our ego's not dominant in the moments when we choose to do that. And that is a choice we have to make every day, many times during the day. There is no certificate of enlightenment. That's rubbish. Because it is a choice we have to make consciously every day. And your person is still very self-serving. Them coming toward you is because they've come to realize that you are what's good for them right now. Does this make them a good or a bad person? I'm not I'm not interested in making that determining that, because there is duality in all things, and judgment comes from the ego. Judgment is an old program. I don't make judgments. I understand that there is a flow, a balanced and equal flow in many of us of light and dark, and as they come into balance and harmony, that is how we obtain those levels of enlightenment that we want. When it's out of balance, it shows up in the way that we are, the way that we treat ourselves, and the way we treat others. So your person is not in the best of balance, but they strive to obtain that balance. This is someone that has hurt you. This is someone that has really, that you feel didn't make you a priority, left you and hurt you to get what they want. Nobody can tell you what choice to make here. because Spirit is saying to me, I can't even say anything in light of that. What I do know is that your person, this is a choice you've got to make. It's between you, your inner being, because this is a very important phase in your journey. And everything that comes into your life comes to serve you one way or the other. There's been a lot of grief and loss here. Both of you have constantly looked back at this connection, regardless of what terrible things have happened here. Both of you have looked back and you've been grieving this connection. And you both want reconciliation. So this person of yours is wanting to manifest this new beginning, and you've manifested this too. You've manifested this. This is what you wanted. And now suddenly your doubts and your fears are creeping up. And that's natural. But you do want to take a leap of faith. And the only advice that I can give you is that if you choose to take this leap of faith, understand that this is a arena in which you should honor yourself and take yourself very, very seriously, in the sense of not take life seriously and be heavy and hard on yourself, but in terms of the focus you give yourself and the trust you give yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust, when you make a decision, line up with it fully. Don't shame yourself or don't allow that voice in your head to talk down at you because of choices you're making. Allow yourself to be still and to be present with yourself. Observe your surroundings. Observe the well-being that comes to you through every experience in every situation. That's what I mean by being serious, taking yourself serious. Your alignment, your connection to the part of you that is source. Understand the value and the importance of that more than what this person is or isn't doing, whether you let them into your space or not. Okay? Because we make our partners the focus and the center of our world. And they're not supposed to be. And that's why we're hard on them. We overanalyze every step they take, every decision they make, everything that they do or don't do. You are your world. And your world is made up of more than just your romantic partner. Let your person off the hook. Let them be who and what they need to be. Because if you're not a vibrational match to whatever's going on with them, they are gently going to move out of your reality in any case. And someone that is a match is going to come to you. There's no need to be wrestling with our life experience the way that we do. So that is your message with regards to a current person. Let's move on for Virgo and look at what's happening with money. This message, Virgo, I think this is a very, very important message for many of you. If it resonates, comment, let me know how. And please, guys, go ahead and like. It really helps my channel. If you're interested in a personal reading, because you find that the story resonates and you'd like to have insight into your personal situation, then you're welcome to contact me. My email is in the description box below. Let's see what's happening with money. Okay. Okay, so you're going to have communication, some sort of offer being made to you by someone that is in a position of power, and this is going to be very tempting because, as I said, this is someone in a position of power that seems to be very successful, has a great influence over very many people, and you would want to ideally be associated and affiliated with this person, but your intuition warns you to be careful when it comes to this person, and this message is about telling you to be careful. There will be conflict. There will be conflict of interest. There will be conflict of values. There will be conflict of principles if you get into bed with this person, you know. This is why the beginning of the message was choose your duties and responsibilities carefully. And if you didn't read if you didn't listen to the intro, I would recommend you go back and you listen to that bit. That was a channeled message that came through there. Okay. Look, I need to clarify this. It also depends on where you are as an individual. If you understand the law of attraction and you understand the law of assumption and all of those sorts of things, then you understand that you need to work on your self-concepts and your own energy. That is the thing that determines your abundance and your flow of financial abundance into your life, because you're letting it in energetically. It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. So if you're in a place where you have this understanding, then you don't need me to tell you. You go with what you feel inspired to do and what feels right, because if you're ready to let this in, then who this person is and the conflict that they bring, the fact that they have different interests, they have a different focus, they don't have the same values that you have, principles and all of that, it won't come into play for you, because it will have no effect on what you're doing, because it's obviously going to be different people in different scenarios. However, I'm speaking to the bulk of this collective, where even though this would have been a great opportunity and this is something that you would have really wanted, you're not ready to be detached from the kind of energy and everything that this person comes with, even though there is a lot of success. It's not going to have a good positive effect on you according to your beliefs emotionally and mentally, and that is going to block off your abundance. So it really depends on where you are, because you attract according to your vibration. So this is an interesting reading, Virgo, because yes, this is going to be a challenge. This is someone that is successful. This is a great opportunity. Anyone would jump at it. You're not sure if you can trust this person. And the reason why your inner being is saying that is because you're not ready to let something like this in. And so you're letting in the letting in process. You're letting in this situation that has 50% of everything you want, and then 50 or 60% of everything you want, and 40% of what you absolutely don't want. And what's going to happen to you, depending on whether you've mastered how to focus deliberately or not, is you're going to get caught up with that 40%, and it's not going to be worth it. But what it is going to do is it's going to teach you that it's going to teach you lessons that's going to take too much time for me to go into here on this reading. So do what you feel inspired to do. There is a warning here, though, about this particular situation. For those of you who this resonates with, you'll know that it is your story. And do what is best for you. Trust your guidance system and do what is best for you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the energy. And as I said, if you're interested in a personal reading, you're welcome to contact me. My email is in the description box below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye now.